This is the Horizons curriculum for 4-year-olds. Leo already wrote in just like 3 pages or something like that. The teacher's manual has like a lot of extra stuff that you can do with it. It has songs and like just a whole bunch of different activities. This is a homework page. There's a couple of homework pages. Like, there has been like a homework page every week, and I've been sending home homework pages, but there's been like a slight gap in between. Color the picture of heaven. This is a Christian curriculum. Doesn't have like a bunch of like Christian stuff in it, but it does have some. The manual has more like songs and stuff. And they're just like simple 4-year-old things. There's a lot of cut and paste in this curriculum, which is great for their hands, gain strength. I sound really tired because I am tired. I had like singing class today and yesterday, so I'm super tired. But anyhow, this is really fun and everything's very colorful. The kids love it. This is a little more difficult for them, but we can do it together, or I can highlight some of the stuff. Like, I would just look for the lowercase c and just put highlighter over them, and then they just trace what I've done, but I explain it to them. That way they know that what they're doing, not just tracing, but they understand the concept of it. So I also teach at my church. We have a Christian academy there. I have 3 and 4-year-olds in my class. Right now I have 10 kids. And we use this curriculum. And this is just a curriculum that I purchased on christianbookstore.com. It's a great price. That's like the cheapest I found it. I love the homework because it gives parents an opportunity to see what their child is capable of doing. Like, can they do the work? I do have 3-year-olds that are writing their name, and it's not very difficult for them to learn how to write their name. And I have some 4-year-olds that are still struggling to write properly, because just every child's on their own little. This one was interesting, this homework. I'm not going to go into detail with it, but it seemed like a lot. We're like, what is this? It wasn't very hard, but it was fun. So it goes through the numbers slowly, which I like as well. Keeps the numbers low. And then you can always make extra copies to go and review, to review it. I mean, I highly recommend reviewing. It's fun. They love it. They love to complete their work in class. Unlike on this one, I just use highlighter. I use a lot of highlighters to help the little kids. So I would write the other side of the face for the ones that I know can't do it yet. So yeah. So it's really fun, really colorful. I love Horizon's curriculum. It's my favorite curriculum that I've used. I've tried maybe 2 other curriculums, but Horizon's definitely my favorite. The math especially is so awesome. My son, who goes to our Christian Academy now, went into 1st grade at 2nd grade math level, using the Horizon curriculum. That's all we use. And I give a lot of credit to Horizon for that. It's really fun and simple, not too overwhelming for a 3 or 4-year-old. And a lot of stuff I do help them with, like I would just cut out a bulk of these, like make copies of them and just cut them all out, and they will paste them. Lots of tracing, phonics, numbers. Sometimes I add stuff to the curriculum. So like for this page, I would write the number in the squares with the highlighter, and that way they can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they would write how many squares there are. And these, the letter J, I would just, have them trace it with a marker, and then we would trace it with their finger as well. And we would sound out these words for each animal that we see that starts with the letter J. And yeah. Really fun. Let me skip over to like the back. So if you start the year when the school year starts, you would pretty much be right on like schedule with the curriculum. It seems to like go right with what we are currently working on. So like we had like this was in November, so we'll be doing this little turkey, and if I somehow put that on there wrong, but I'm not done just cutting out all of these to hole punch them. But so here's number 10. And I'm just going to skip a couple lessons. Maybe that's not too much. Okay, so there is 2 books. So 2 workbooks to this. It gets harder, but I mean, again, a preschooler with help will be able to do this, and you can just decide how much help you want to give them. I would just say explain it to them well, and they should be able to do it. And so like something like this is yellow color, like the color spaces with the number 1 yellow. So I would like just get a yellow crayon and just make a little mark on there with, so then they know color this yellow, color the number 2 red, color the number 3 blue. But I would just do a little line with each color to help them understand what they need to be doing, because it is hard to go and help 10 kids by yourself. So yeah, it's really cute and really fun. This is getting towards the end. Patterns. I love patterns because it's something I feel like gets skipped over a lot for preschool. So this is talking about stop, drop, and roll. And you can make, a short lesson on this. Talking about fires. And let them just, when we talk about the letter on pages that look like this, we'll talk about volcanoes. And of course they have a story to go with it. We can talk shortly about, each subject and let them have a voice to just talk about what they know and share with the class. It's really fun and interesting. You don't have to do all the cutout work if you don't want to. You can just have them color it, or you can cut it out instead of have them cut it out. It's really up to you. Whatever is best. So yeah, now we're on lesson 78, so it's getting a little bit more difficult, but again, they can do it with help. But I know a lot of my 4-year-olds can sing their ABCs and can recognize the alphabet, so they should be able to do this. And this is homework. Oh, and time, which is really exciting. And it's just basic and simple. They just trace, but again, they need someone to explain what they're learning. And here's some tracing pages. Again, you can make extra copies of this. You don't have to go completely in order. I could simply add this to the beginning of the curriculum or go back into it. It really is up to you. So I do recommend making copies. And here is some Bible verse. So yeah, it's really fun and interesting. I love it. And so I assume that's what it's doing. It's going back over again, more writing. Okay. And here's some adding. Simple adding.